Wow. Hello, everyone. Welcome to New Paltz, and congratulations to you. I'm very honored to be here today, and frankly, I'm a bit nervous as well. I think I'm feeling affected by all your positive energy and the excitement for this new year. Also, a heartfelt hello to my esteemed and accomplished colleagues. And I think you might be sharing in some of my nervous energy as well, because it's our first day of school too, you see. And we have to readjust after having the whole summer to, breathe, relax a little bit, and then to deeply focus on our research interests, to reconnect with our experimental practice and open new queries. Basically, to renew and cultivate a certain productive unknowing. We grow through our curiosity by being inquisitive. From my perspective, questions are better than answers. And I understand that getting to college required a tremendous amount of work on your part, so truly, well done. And I know that means real determination, steady direction, more knowing than not knowing. And that said, I recommend that now you keep your options open. For instance, when I applied to college, I was totally committed to being a painter, absolutely certain. And then when I arrived, I lined up to register for that first semester, and all the classes were totally filled to the brim. Maybe you might have discovered this too. You can't always get what you want, especially as a first-year student. The only thing open to me was an Intro to Jewelry Making elective course, so I decided I might as well give that a try. Suddenly things changed for me, my mind opened, new passions developed, and this jewelry class set my creative pursuits on an entirely different course. Then over time I went from jeweler to metalsmith, making objects and sculpture. I make things that reflect on the role of things, how they operate, what they represent, and how they function socially and culturally. Oh, also I'm a professor, and I profess about the significance of these speculations. In this context, my objects, my handmade things, operate as theoretical models. They act primarily to pose questions to the viewer. So while I deeply value an open inquiry, my research demands answers at times, and it can be very tedious. Technically, metalsmithing is a marriage of science and art, metallurgy, physics, aesthetics, design. It requires discipline and a linear approach to achieve the correct material outcome. And that can be challenging to keep fresh, to conform to a certain technical standard while striving to be nonconformist, which I believe is the prerogative. In fact, I would say it's the imperative of the artist to question expectations, to challenge known outcomes. For artists and for researchers of all kinds, it's vitally important to keep taking risks, keep pushing boundaries, to encourage us all to basically keep growing. And it's a particular honor to be here today as Grand Marshal and bearer of the University Mace, because I knew the silversmith personally. Kurt Matzdorf, the late founder of the gold and silversmithing program in the 60s, which we now know as the metal program. And today, metal students work across media in a variety of formats, and they often challenge the very definition of any field. The mace is a ceremonial object, a thing of great significance. Its form is born out of the ancient battlefields, derived from the bludgeon and the axe. Today's seemingly staid object embodies and represents multiple pathways of inquiry. It symbolizes the authority of this institution and the value of education. Motifs that refer to the university's scholastic areas encrust and define the ornamental structure. This mace is made of silver, gold, rosewood, and acrylic. That's right, plastic. It's a material that can be considered avant-garde, even heretical in the context of such a proper and precious object. Kurt Matzdorf used plastic at the time because he wanted this mace to reflect the technological advancements of the college even then. He would be so proud and surprised to see how far we've come. Material culture is a fascinating area of study, and it asks us to consider the origin of things. How are materials sourced? How do we value them? And what impact does this have on our world? These materials are not neutral, and this mace is not static. Here we see it in repose, passive. We can carry a mace, we can bear it, we can even wield it. Not literally, metaphorically. We have choices about how we progress through our plan of study and beyond. Presented with obstacles, we choose how we deal with them. You can choose to redefine your goals. You can redirect your interests. You can reinvent yourself. You can register to vote. You have options. You have influence. You can make change happen. You are all be very different people when you leave New Paltz than you are right now, and you will grow, and your perspectives will change in ways that you cannot even imagine or calculate right now. And that is truly terrific. Please rest up, relax into it, and enjoy the ride. Thank you.